Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Abencio Macampao Salutan, a blessed Filipino student of Stratford International School. Today, I am going to discuss the item analysis procedure. Since Doc Fidelina assigned me to discuss the item analysis procedures, allow me to read a little bit what is item analysis. Item analysis. So, after a test has been administered and scored, it is essential to determine the effectiveness of the items. This is done by analyzing the learner's response to each item. The procedure is known as item analysis. Item analysis gives information which are the follows. The first one is the difficulty of the item or the difficulty index. The second one is the discriminating power or the discrimination index. The third one is the effectiveness of each option or distractor effectiveness. Information from item analysis can assess whether the item is too easy or too difficult. It determines how well it discriminates between high and low achievers on the test and tells whether all the options function well. Item analysis data also helps in determining specific technical defect. Furthermore, it gives information on what improvements the test items need. And now let us proceed to item analysis procedure. There are several item analysis procedure applied, but the UL method is the simplest procedures in an informal achievement test item analysis. In UL method, only the upper and lower groups are considered. So we will disregard the med group or the average group. For example, in table 1.1 presents the result of item number 15 of Filipino achievement test taken by 36 pupils from grade 5. So the item number 15 is the item that we are going to analyze with the answer of letter B. So from this table 1.1, we are now proceed to the steps of items analysis. So the first step or step 1, arrange the following score from highest to lowest. So from table 1.1 we are going to arrange the scores from highest to lowest. So and the highest score is 95 and the lowest score is 42. So in step 1, so don't forget to write the answers. So which is the 95B, 94B, 93B, 92C, and 91D. So from table 1.1, we already arranged the following scores. So from the highest to the lowest. And now let us proceed to step 2. In step 2, get 1/3 of the papers from the highest score and 1/3 from the lowest score. So in step 2, so we will disregard the average score. So this is the highest score, this is the mid score or the average score, and this is the lowest score. So in step 2, we will disregard this mid score. So we don't need to use this in item analysis. So our upper group is from the highest score, which are the 95, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90, 90, 89, 88, 87, 86, 85. So don't forget to write the answers. 93 is B, 92 is C, 91 is D, 90 is E, 90 is B, 89 is A, 88 is D, 87 is B, 86 is B, and 85 is B. Now let us proceed to the lower group. So our lower group is the lowest score. So all we have to do is to copy the lowest score to the lower group. So which are the following: 69, 67, 67, 64, 63, 63, 58, 56, 55, 53, 50, and 42. Again, don't forget to write the answer. 69 is B, 67 is A, another 67 is B, 64 is A, 63 is B, 63 is E, 58 is C, 56 is B, 55 is E, 53 is B, 50 is D, and 42 is C. And now let us proceed to step 3. Step 3, count the number of the pupils in the upper group and the lower group who choose the option. So it is our upper group and this is our lower group. So in step 3, so we are going to count the scores or the numbers of pupils who choose the option. So our options are A, B, C, D, and D. So now let us count the number of these pupils who choose the letter A from the upper group. 1. So there is only one pupil who answered letter A from the upper group. And for letter B, which is the answer for item number 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 pupils who answered the correct answer of item number 15, which is the letter B. And for the letter C, 1. Only one pupil who answered letter C from the upper group. And for the letter D, 1, 2. So there are 2 pupils who answered letter D from the upper group. And for letter E, 1. So it is only one pupil who answered letter E. And now let us proceed to the lower group who answered the options. So it is our lower group. So let us count the number of pupils who answered letter A from the lower group. 1, 2. There are 2 pupils who answered letter A, and for letter B, which is the correct answer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 pupils who answered letter B from the lower group, which is the correct answer for item number 15. And for letter C, 1, 2. There are 2 pupils who answered letter C from the lower group. And for letter D, 1. Only 1 pupils. And for letter E, 1, 2. So there are 2 pupils who answered letter E from the lower group. So, and now let us proceed to step 4. So our step 4, record the frequency from step 3. So we're going to record the frequency that we have in step 3. So the frequency of letter A from the upper group is 1, and for the lower group is 2, and the frequency of letter B, which is the correct answer. So from the upper group we have 7, and from the lower group we have 5. And for the letter C, from the upper group we have 1, and for the lower group we have 2. And for letter D, from the upper group we have 2, and from the lower group we have 1. And for the upper group, for letter E, we have 1, and from the lower group we have 2. So remember that in item number 15, the correct answer is letter B. So we have 7 pupils who got the correct answer from the upper group, and we have 5 pupils who got the correct answer from the lower group. And now let us proceed to step 5, estimate the index of difficulty. So the formula in estimating the index of difficulty is equals to summation of x divided by n times 100. So in where the summation of x is the sum of the right response and the upper response and the lower response. So 7 and 5, and the in here is the number of both upper and lower group. So in upper group we have 12, and lower group we have 12. So that's why our n is 24, and our summation of x is 7 plus 5 is 12, and our RL here is the response from the lower group, which is 5, and our RU is 7, which is the response from the upper group. So now let us substitute the value. So our summation of x is 7 from the upper group plus 5 from the lower group who got the correct answer for item 15, which is letter B, divided by 24 times 100. 7 plus 5 is equals to 12 divided by 24 times 100. 12 divided by 24 is equals to 0.5 times 100 is equals to 50%. So now let us try the another formula that I have prepared. So P is equals to H plus L times 100 divided by T. So formula number 2. So again guys, it depends on you on which of this formula that you are going to use to compute the to compute the index of difficulty. So our H here is the response from the upper group, and our L here is the response from the lower group, and our T here is the total responder from the upper and lower group. So P is equals to 7 plus 5 times 100 divided by 24. 7 plus 5 is 12 times 100 divided by 24. 12 times 100 is equals to 1,200 divided by 24. 1,200 divided by 24 is equals to 50%. So always remember that the 7 plus 5 here, which is our summation of x, came from the right response, or from the pupils who got the correct answer of item number 15. So our 7 here came from the upper group who got the correct answer, and the 5 here came from our lower group who got the correct answer, which is the letter B. So there are 7 pupils from the upper group here who choose the correct answer, letter B, and the 5 pupils from the lower group who got a correct answer, or a total of 12 pupils all in all who choose the correct answer, letter B, from the item number 15. So the index of difficulty is 50%. So remember that the majority criterion in index difficulty is 50%. So the items neither easy or difficult. 51%, so the item is easy, and 49% and below, so the item is difficult. Since we got 50%, so the item number 15 is neither easy or difficult. And now let us proceed to step 6. Step 6, estimate index of discriminating power. So in estimating the index of discriminating power, so consider the difference of the right response. So we have to consider the difference of the right response, which is the upper group, and the lower group, or the lower group. So divided by the number of pupils in each group, so which is a 12. So we have considered their differences. So our formula is index of discrimination is equals to upper group minus lower group divided by the number of pupils in each group. So let us substitute their value. So our upper group is 7 minus, and our lower group is 5. So 7 minus 5 is 2 divided by 12. 2 divided by 12 is equals to 0.6666, or 0.7 So the index discriminating power of item number 15 obtain 0.67. So which means the item number 15 must be retained. So remember that the discriminating power of an item is not more than 1. So that's why the index of discrimination of item number 15 is retained. So in estimating the index of discriminating power, we can obtain the not more than 1 discriminating power. So it happens when all the learners from the upper group got the correct response and not from the lower groups. So for instance, our upper group get the correct response and our lower group got 0. So in this case, we can obtain not more than 1 discriminating power. So let us substitute the value. Our upper group is 12 and our lower group is 0. And the total number of each group is 12. So 12 from upper group and 12 from our lower group. 12 minus 0 is equals to 12. 12 divided by 12 is equals to 1.0. So that's why we can obtain 1.0. So let us proceed to negative discriminating power. So negative discriminating power is obtained when more students from the lower group got the correct answer than the upper group. So for example, our upper group got the lowest score, which is 5, and our lower group got the highest score, which is 7. So this is only for example. So that is 12. Let us substitute the value. So index of discrimination is equals to upper group minus lower group. So our upper group is 5 and our lower group is 7. 5 minus 7 is equals to negative 2 divided by 12. So negative 2 divided by 12 is equals to negative 2 divided by 12 is equals to 0.67. So this discriminating power of an item is negative 0.67, wherein the upper group has the lesser response, which is 5, and the lower group is 7. So this kind of item must be improved. So remember that if our discriminating power is negative, so our item must be improved. For instance, zero discriminating power can be attained if the right response of the upper and lower groups are the same frequency. So for example, our upper group got the 7 correct response and our lower group got the 7 correct response from the item number 15. So let us substitute the value. Our upper group got the 7 and our lower group got the 7 divided by 12. 7 minus 7 is equals to 0 divide 12. 0 divide 12 is equals to 0. So this kind of the item, so if our items got the zero discriminating power, so this item must be improved. So remember that if our index of discrimination is 0 or negative, so the item must be improved. So let us proceed to step 6, to determine the effectiveness of each option. So as what we have seen here, So, in determining the effectiveness of each option, all options including the distractor. So, since the item number 15, the correct answer is B. So, our distractor is letter A, C, D, and E. So, must all options including distractor or wrong response must be analyzed to determine if they are effective. So, a good distractor attracts more than students from the lower group to choose as their answer than the upper group. So, our option B, which is the correct answer in item number 15, functions effectively because more pupils from the upper group choose the correct answer. So that was 7, and few from the lower group, which is 5, as well as our option D. So our option A, C, and E are also good distractor due to more pupils from the lower group are attracted as their response. So our option E is good, our option B is good, our option C is good, our option D is good, and our option E is good. And now let us check if your task is correct. In Table 1.1 presents the results of item number 20 taken by 60 pupils of grade 5 in English achievement test. So there are 60 students who took the English achievement test. So let us proceed to the steps of item analysis procedure. So step 1, arrange the score from highest to lowest. So from table 1.1, so we are going to arrange the scores from the highest to lowest. So our highest score is 95 and the lowest is 40. So take note. So don't forget to write the answers. Very good. So you got the correct answer for step 1. And now let us proceed to step 2. And step 2, get 1/3 from the papers from the highest score and 1/3 from the lowest score. So in step 2, so these are our highest score and these are our lowest score. So this is our med group or average group. So take note, in step number 2, we will disregard the med score or the average score. So all you have to do is to copy the highest score here at the upper group. And for your lower group, so you have to copy the lowest score here. So the correct answer of this is letter D. So this is our step 2. And now let us proceed to step 3. And step 3, count the number of pupils in the upper and lower groups respectively who choose the option. So again, our options are A, B, C, D, and E. So let us count the number of students who answered the letter A from the upper group. 1, 2. So there are 2 pupils who answered letter A at the upper group. How about the letter B? 1, 2. So there are 2 pupils who answered letter B at the upper group. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for letter C, there are 4 pupils who answered letter C. And for letter D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 pupils who answered letter D from the upper group. And for E, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 pupils who answered letter E from the upper group. And now let us proceed to the lower group. So the number of pupils who answered the letter A is 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 pupils who answered letter A. And for B, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 pupils who answered letter B. And for C, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 pupils who answered letter C from the lower group. And for D, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 pupils who answered letter D from the lower group. And for E, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 pupils who answered letter E from the lower group. So from this, let us proceed to the step 4. So in step 4, record the frequency from step 3. So from the upper group, the frequency of A is 2 and B is 2 and the C is 4 and the D is 8 and the E is 3. And for the lower group, the A is 3, B is 4, C is 4, D is 4, and E is 4. So this is our step 4. And now let us proceed to step 5. Estimate the index of difficulty. So in step 5, I prepared again the 2 formula. So again guys, it depends on you on which of these formula that you are going to use to compute the index of difficulty. So the first formula is index of difficulty times summation of x times 100 divided by n. And the second one is P is equals to H plus L times 100. So the summation of x here is the sum of the right response of the upper and lower groups. And the n here is the number of both upper and lower groups. While in this our second formula, the H here is the number of correct response from the upper group, and the L here is the number of correct response from the lower group, and the T here is the total response from the upper and responder from the upper and lower group, and the P here is the percentage. So let us use first the first formula. So again, remember the correct answer for item 20 is letter D. So we are going to use this frequency. So first you are going to substitute the values. So the summation of x is 8 plus 4 divided by 40 times 100. So the 8 here is from our upper group, and the 4 here from our lower group. So 8 plus 4 is equals to 12 divided by 40 times 100. So 12 divided by 40 is equals to 0.3 times 100. So is equals to 30%. So now let us try our second formula. P is equals to, so our upper group is 8 plus 4 times 100, and our T is the total responder, which is 40. 8 plus 4 is 12 times 100 divided by 40. 12 times 100 is equals to 1,200 divided by 40. 1,200 divided by 40 is equals to 30%. So they are the same. So there were eight pupils from the upper group who choose the answer letter D, and 4 pupils from the lower group who got the correct answer, or a total of 12 pupils, all in all, who choose the correct answer. So the total number of pupils from the upper and lower group is 40. All in all, there are 20 pupils in each group. So the index difficulty is 30%. So this percentage is below 50%. So hence, item number 20 is difficult. And now let us proceed to step 6. Estimate index of discrimination power. So our formula here is the index of discrimination is equals to RU minus RL divided by the EG. So our RU here is the right response from the upper group, and the RL here is the right response from the lower group, and the NG here is the number of pupils in each group. So these are our formula. So now let us substitute the values. So our RU is 8 minus 4 divided by 20. So 8 minus 4 is 4 divided by 20 is equals to 0.20. So the index of discriminating power obtained is 0.20. So which means the item number 20 is very difficult. So there are some instances that the discriminating power of an item is not more than 1. So this can be happened if when all learners from the upper group got the correct response and not from the lower group. So let's try if it is not more than 1. So let's substitute the value from the upper group. So our upper group is 20 and our lower group is 0. And the number of pupils in each group is 20. So 20 minus 0 is equals to 20. So 20 divided by 20 is equals to 1.0. So take note that if the discriminating power is 1.0, the items is 50% level of difficulty. So that is the upper 20 got the correct answer and the lower 20 did not. This explains that test makers are advised to prepare the test of 50% level of difficulty in order that the maximum discriminating power of 1.0 can be attained. So in estimating the index of discrimination power, so the negative discriminating power can be obtained when more students from the lower group got the correct answer than the upper group. So for instance, our upper group is 4 and our lower group is 8. So let us substitute the value. Our upper group is 4 and our lower group is 8 by 20. 4 minus 8 is equals to negative 4 divided by 20. Negative 4 divided by 20 is equals to 0.20 or negative 0.20. So our the discriminating power of an item 20 is negative 0.20. So we're in the upper group has the least right response of 4, then the lower group has the highest response of 8. So this kind of item must be improved. So if the discriminating power is negative, so the item must be improved. In estimating the index of discriminating power, 0 discriminating power must be obtained when the correct answer of the upper and lower groups are the same. So for instance, our upper group is 8 So if they are the same, so we can obtain the zero discriminating power. So let's try. First, let us substitute the value of our upper group, which is the 8, and our lower group, which is the 8, divide 20. So 8 minus 8 is equals to 0. 0 divided 20 is equals to 0 0.0. So having the zero discriminating power, so that is the right response of the upper and lower groups have the same frequency. So this kind of item must be improved. Step 6, determine the effectiveness of each option. So our option D here, option D here is the correct answer. So it functions effectively because more pupils from upper group choose the correct answer and few from the lower group, so which is 4. So our option A, B, and E are effective because more students from the lower group choose as their answer than the upper group. So our option C here is fair because both upper and lower groups have the same frequency, which is 4. So our option E is good, option B is good, our option C is fair, our option D is good, and our option E is good. So that could be all. Thank you.